The rock effect is when the person you see here before me today takes over a franchise after starring in one of their movies. My next question to you is, out of all the names in the world, when you hear action movie star, whose name first comes up? I need you to think really hard about this. And there are no wrong answers, but just know he's staring right into your soul right now. And there's nothing you can do to escape his contract, because he never loses. And if you don't know who he is, it's because you live under him. Before I get into the main focus of this video, I want to go ahead and introduce him a little bit. This is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Of course, y'all already knew that. He's the son of Ada Johnson and Rocky Johnson, a famous wrestler, the two-time NWA champion. Rest in peace. Of course, Dwayne wanted to follow in his father's footsteps, and he came under the name of Rocky Maivia. Of course, everybody hated Rocky Maivia, so he had to spruce the character up a little bit. He actually took the negative attention and used it as a crutch, and he did pretty well, I might say. I mean, his one-liners and comedic timing were great for the WWF. A few jabronis and a couple of Rudy Poots later, we have who we know today as The Rock, a character who has interacted with the audience in a big way, talked a lot of smack, and also spawned so many fucking catchphrases that I can hardly keep up. This is just one of them. Just bring it. Also, this game was epic. Here Comes the Pain was just as good, but this is the start, so it's one of my favorites. After a successful wrestling career, The Rock decided to take a back seat and let Dwayne Johnson get into his acting chops. I believe the first movie that he was in was The Mummy, where his likeness was used as a horrible CGI monster. He was actually the Scorpion King. And then he went on to make a spinoff called The Scorpion King. It was actually a pretty decent movie, but I think where Dwayne showed his acting skills the most was in movies such as The Rundown, Walking Tall, and Be Cool. If you would have told me now that Dwayne Johnson played a gay man with an afro in a comedy movie, I wouldn't have believed you. I could not have believed that in this day and age. He also starred in a lot of other good family-friendly movies such as The Game Plan, Gridiron Gang, and many others. Now, what I noticed is a lot of people think that Dwayne starred in the first Fast and Furious movie, and no, he didn't. Even Google is fucking confused about this. Like, just go watch the movie again. You'll see that he's not a part of the first movie. Fucking stupid. However, the Fast and Furious franchise does show the first signs of the Rock effect. The movie Fast Five signifies Rock's first appearance in the Fast and Furious franchise. Now, don't get me wrong, Fast Five wasn't a bad movie by any means. Most of the Fast and Furious movies are very entertaining. And The Rock would go on to appear in every last one after Fast Five. And The Rock also went along to start a spinoff with Jason Statham called Hobbs and Shaw, which is a tough man action flick. It's a spinoff of Fast and Furious, though. You remember when these movies were just about racing, illegal street racing? Crazy. Anyways, this really pissed off Tyrese Gibson, and I kind of agree with Tyrese on this a little bit, but it's crazy how he just came to the franchise at 5 and he gets his own spinoff. Of course, no one can back the star power that The Rock has, so Tyrese, that makes you irrelevant. The Rock also has a contract that states that he cannot lose a fight. I don't know how much of a meathead you have to be stating that you cannot lose a fight. Is it because you 260 Rock, huh? Got a little bit of that Bradley Martin syndrome? Anyways, The Rock had his foot all the way inside the Fast and Furious franchise, and it was time to take over another franchise. One where it was blatantly clear what The Rock was trying to do. The DC Universe. Now, with the release of Shazam being very well received, everybody was thirsty to see Black Adam on screen alongside Shazam at some point, maybe the second Shazam movie. But nope, The Rock's ego decided that Black Adam needed his own movie. For what reason? I don't know why. He should have just appeared at the end of the Shazam movie and gave us fans what we really wanted. Shazam versus Black Adam. But of course, A bat with a blindfold and earplugs could sense this coming from a mile away. Dwayne Johnson, or as he is now, The Rock, doesn't feel like Shazam is a strong enough character for Black Adam. And it's ironic that the Shazam villain feels like Shazam can't defeat him, because that's exactly how a villain would think. He can't be stopped. The Justice Society was also set to appear in Shazam Fury of the Gods, but The Rock said, fuck that shit. Put him in Black Adam so I could show everybody how strong I am by single-handedly defeating them. So all in all, he stopped himself from being in anything that Shazam was in, along with the Justice Society. And I guess his answer to make everything better, to make amends with the fans who are definitely going to be pissed at this because you are a Shazam villain. You are nothing else. Black Adam, or should I say Black Rock. That's your new name. But let me stay on topic. His way of making amends was to get Henry Cavill back as Superman at the end of Black Adam. Refusing to give the fans what they want is one thing, but dragging Henry Cavill into this is a completely new type of low, especially if you thought the fans would receive the movie well just because he was back. I mean, yeah, everybody liked the idea of him coming back, but not like this. Not in your shitty movie. It also seems like to me that he has some type of a superiority complex towards Zachary Levi, the actor who plays Shazam. I don't know. That could or could not be true, but it seems like to me he didn't want to be defeated by anybody who's not on his level in the Hollywood scene. And seemingly, the way that Zachary Levi explained it, he probably had something to do with Henry Cavill not showing up as Superman at the end of Shazam. But, I'll let y'all listen to it and you let me know what you think. Because I'm not 100% sure. It seems like he wants to say it, but he's leaving some stuff out for legal reasons.
Headless Superman, because we wanted him to be a headless Superman, we were thwarted. All of these hardworking people were thwarted. We were not allowed to have that happen, okay? That was not on us. That was not because we didn't want that to happen for you. Listen, guys, I am a comic nerd. I've been growing up with this stuff. I love all this stuff. I want to blow all of your minds with all the crossovers and all the goods. And trust me, it bummed me out greatly when we couldn't get Henry Cavill. I wanted him so bad in the first movie, and we couldn't get him. That was not because we didn't try. That was not because we chose not to have him there. That was not on us. Moreover, in this movie, people are slagging on James Gunn because Jennifer Holland, his wife, who is an actress, who's on a show, who's on Peacemaker and was in Suicide Squad, yes, but is connected to the Justice Society. We used Jennifer and Steve in that scene, in the mid-credit scene in Shazam. But that was not the original intent. The original intent was to have Hawkman and Cyclone be there to inviting me. By the way, this is a little bit of a spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen the movie. Sorry! Whatever, it's all online anyway. So our intent, our desire, Walter Hamada, Peter Safran, David Sandberg, myself, everybody, we had a awesome scene that would have tied me in to the JSA with Hawkman and with Cyclone, and we were thwarted. This is not me. I'm not talking about these things as I'm trying to blame anybody for our movie doing however well or not well it's doing. I am merely coming to the defense of the people that ought to be defended. I'm coming to the defense of truth, because truth is good, and we should all live in it, guys, even when it's hard, even when it's something that might fly in the face of something that we already might have believed before, and now it challenges whatever our idea or our opinion is. We need to live in the truth, okay? So that's what's going on. That's all I did. That's all I'm saying. You want to keep hating me? Go on and keep hating me. But for all of you who have been loving me, gosh dang it, I love you so much. I'm so grateful.
Zach could really benefit from laying off the fucking espresso. But I think this guy really is passionate about his work in Shazam. And I really do believe that he got the butt end of the stick because of someone else's involvement in his movies. And what else can you do when everything is out of your control? Now, because of Black Rock's involvement, we lost the chance to see another Shazam movie with Black Adam in it. We also lost Henry Cavill as Superman. He probably won't come back. And The Rock is no longer gonna be Black Adam. It's his own doing, so he is the only person that probably deserves it. The Rock effect went into full swing on the DC universe, and it costed a few good actors and actresses their roles. It also stopped us from seeing what could have been with newer movies, such as, a newer Shazam movie. But I'm pretty sure The Rock doesn't give a fuck about that because he doesn't give a fuck about the DCU fans. And by contrast, that means he didn't take into account that we won't bend over and take it just because you're The Rock. We aren't as gullible and as accepting as the Fast and Furious fans. To wrap things up with a little bow, I hope The Rock doesn't have his foot in anything else. The Rock effect is something dangerous and it's a force to be reckoned with. I seen him spotting his eyes on the MCU. Rock, if you go to the MCU, you'll single-handedly destroy it. My best advice to The Rock, not like he gonna take it, but my best advice would be to let Dwayne Johnson out and lock yourself up. Let Dwayne Johnson fix everything for you. Everybody liked you better when you had hair.